All right, let's jump right in. The entire world of SEO is shifting under our feet, and it's happening fast. By 2026, AI isn't just going to be a part of search, it's going to be search. So, the big question is, how do you get ahead of the curve? Well, that's exactly what we're here to do. Give you a clear, actionable checklist to really master the future of search.
For what feels like forever, the game was pretty simple, right? Get your site into one of those top 10 blue links. But that era, it's over. The new goal isn't just about ranking anymore. It's about earning a direct citation from an AI. Think about that. You're not just trying to get someone to click a link. You're trying to be the source the AI itself trusts enough to quote.
So this is the question you really have to ask yourself. Is your current strategy built for that old world of blue links, or is it ready for a world of AI-generated answers? Because let's be real, sticking with the old playbook just isn't going to cut it. And that's exactly the problem we're going to solve today.
So here's our roadmap. First, we'll get a handle on this whole AI search revolution. Then we're going to get super practical with how to craft AI-first content and nail the technical side of things, what I call the technical handshake. After that, we'll talk about building trust that an AI can actually verify. And finally, we'll wrap it all up in your 2026 SEO checklist. Okay, let's kick things off with part 1, the AI search revolution. This is all about a massive shift away from just playing a keyword matching game to a world where search engines actually understand concepts. In the past, you'd type something like best running shoes, and the search engine just looked for pages with those exact words. But AI search? It's a whole different ballgame. It understands you're a runner. It might infer you're training for a half marathon, and it knows the difference between a trail shoe and a road shoe. It gets your intent and the context to build one single complete answer from a bunch of different sources. And this, right here, is the bottom line. Your main objective has totally changed. You are no longer just fighting for a click. You are in a competition to become a trusted, citable source that an AI actually uses to build its answers. Honestly, this is the new peak of SEO success. Okay, so if that's the new goal, how do we actually get there? Well, that brings us right to our second section, crafting AI-first content. Because if AI is your new audience, you gotta learn how to write for it. It really boils down to these 3 key pillars. First, your content needs what's called semantic richness. Second, you have to provide direct, super clear answers. And third, and this is a big one, it absolutely has to be factually accurate and verifiable. Let's dig into each of these. So semantic richness just means you stop obsessing over a single keyword. Instead, you start thinking in terms of concepts or entities and how they're all related. If your main topic is renewable energy, you don't just repeat that phrase over and over. You talk about solar panels, wind turbines, geothermal. You discuss their efficiency, their environmental impact. You're building this rich, contextual web of information that an AI can understand so much more deeply. Now, how do you structure all that great info? Use the inverted pyramid model, borrowed straight from journalism. See, AI loves efficiency, so give it the most important stuff, the direct answer, right up top. Then you can add your supporting details and context. This structure, by the way, is why really well-organized FAQ sections are absolute gold mines for AI. And lastly, you just can't fake it. AI models are being trained specifically to prioritize reliable, evidence-based content. What that means for you is every single claim you make needs to be backed up. You've got to cite your sources, link out to academic studies, reference government data. The more credible your proof, the more an AI is going to trust you. So that covers the content itself. Now, we need to talk about what I call the technical handshake. This is all about structuring your website so you can communicate directly with AI in a language it was literally designed to understand. The most important part of this handshake is something called schema markup. The best way to think about it is like a nutritional label for your web page. It's a special code you add to your site to explicitly tell the AI what your content is. It's not just an article, it's a how-to guide. It's not just a page, it's an FAQ page. Seriously, in the age of AI, this is pretty much non-negotiable. And look, it doesn't have to be this super complicated thing. If you wrote a step-by-step guide, you just use the how-to tag. If you've got a Q&A section, you use the FAQ page tag. You're just labeling your content so the AI doesn't have to guess what it's looking at. Simple as that. But beyond schema, all the fundamentals of a great user experience are also powerful signals. A site that loads fast, works perfectly on mobile, and has a logical linking structure, that tells an AI that your website is high quality and well cared for. and that makes the information on it seem that much more trustworthy. And that idea of quality flows right into our fourth and final pillar, building verifiable trust. See, it's not enough to just have great content. You have to prove to the AI that the source of that content is a real authority. This is where Google's concept of EEAT comes into play. That stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. And trust me, these aren't just buzzwords. They are the actual signals AI algorithms use to filter out all the low-quality junk and promote content from legitimate experts. Your backlink strategy is a huge piece of this puzzle. But the old rules are out the window. The old game of just getting hundreds of links from random blogs, that's over. Today, those are worth way less than, say, 5 high-quality links from established, authoritative sources in your industry. Those are powerful votes of confidence that AIs understand and respect. And you can build this trust on your own site too. Show who's behind your content with detailed author bios that list their credentials. Have a transparent About Us page and clear contact info. All of these little things send a big signal to an AI that there's a real, legitimate, and accountable organization behind the website. Okay, we have covered a ton of ground, so let's bring it all home. Let's put all the pieces together with your 2026 SEO checklist. So here it is, your 4-point action plan. Number 1, create that semantically rich, fact-based content. 2, implement a really rigorous schema strategy. 3, build verifiable authority with all those EEAET signals. And number 4, ensure you have a flawless technical and user experience. This right here is your foundation for success. And so I'll leave you with this one final thought. As you're creating your next piece of content, ask yourself this question. What is the single most valuable, most clear, and most authoritative thing I can create? Something so good that an AI wouldn't just use it, but would be proud to cite it as the definitive source. Because that right there is the new benchmark for excellence.